These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Frank 26 question. Um, the war is likely escalating in the Middle East. When Iran gets involved, will this negatively affect the rate, the float? Frank says, in my opinion, the war is affecting more the relationships between counties, in the Middle East as far as it is affecting the monetary reform of the Iraqi dinar that's in a sealed envelope, figuratively speaking. It has nothing to do with the war. Once that envelope is opened, it would definitely probably have some effect on the float in the basket because what countries are in those baskets? The ones that might be affected, but I don't think it'd be affected in a negative way. War has a tendency to speed things up. Pimpy question, can you give us more details to some of us who don't quite understand the deletion of the zeros? Here's where people get pissy because there's an article everybody keeps talking about, the study of the deletion of the 3 zeros. Pay attention to the wording. It doesn't say anything at all about the exchange rate. It says clear as day the deletion of the zeros are to remove the 3 zeros off the currency, the banknote. Nothing about the rate. The banknote, it's not complicated. The worst thing that can happen for us is those suckers turn around and delete the zeros and then change the exchange rate. I'm not saying they're going to do that, but it is an option. Most likely they're going to change the exchange rate in increments. Walking Stick says the closer we get to this monetary reform, much more will be revealed. So much is already being revealed and put in print, but as we get closer, you will see so much more. Mark Zevia, PDK, a number of banking contacts keep saying to stay calm. It's coming. I feel fantastic about where we are. Iraq says it's pushing forward with its economic reforms this month. Let's see what happens in January. All right, Sandy Ingram, the Iraqi dinar is not in the Forex market yet. The Iraqi dinar is an exotic currency, as is the Vietnam dong. Currencies are traded in pairs on the Forex market. The three main types: majors, minors, and exotics. The more liquid an asset, the easier and more efficient it is to turn it back into cash. Major currency pairs have the highest trading volume. Exotic currencies are not traded that often. There's little technical analysis or data available to support trading decisions for exotic currencies. All right, Angel 1 says here's one way they can do it. They can do what's called redenomination. You got 3 zeros, then you've got a redenomination, which is another set of currency, which is what many call the smalls. You've got a 25,000 note, then you've got a 25 note. The key, a redenomination occurs when there is an exchange rate in the currency, but there is no value change. No value change, that is what a redenomination is, or a LOP. What can happen is you get the larges, you exchange them for the smalls. They're given a certain time frame, say 10 to 20 days. In that 10 to 20 days, they can change prices in their markets, and then somehow between 10 to 20 days, they jump on the Forex and it goes international. That is one way they can do it. Another way they can do it is when they exchange their bigs for their smalls, they add value at that point. So it's not just the redenomination, but it's also reinstatement at the same time. Then, by IMF law, they have 72 hours in which they must show it internationally. If they do a redenomination with no value change, then they can keep that in country for a little bit longer than the 72 hours. All right, Nader says, many people are sending me things about 2026. I don't think they're going to wait until 2026. I don't think whoever explained you this, he read it wrong. If it starts to float, it's going to go quick. We just need to float it. If they did like they said and took off the dollar from the market, from the streets, things going to go quick. I agree with them, it's going to go up gradually, but it's not going to take 2 or 3 years to reach 1-to-1. All right, Frank 26 question, when the rate is changed, in your opinion, will the Iraqi citizens be exchanging their 3-0 notes in country before the rate is on Forex? Frank says Iraqi citizens don't care about Forex, you care about Forex, because that's one of the vehicles, platforms that's going to float the currency and go up in value internationally. but inside a dinar is a dinar. Whatever the rate is they establish, it could be 10 cents, it could be $1. That is what they will use inside their country, not outside. All right, Pimpy community comment. The Iraqi people that live in Iraq can't exchange, only people abroad. Pimpy says, here's what would happen. We would change our dinars for the new rate, but the people in Iraq would have a much, much stronger purchasing power. All right, and lastly, Mark Z via PDK question. We keep hearing that Iraq cannot base the RV on just oil. Other than oil, what did Iraq export under Saddam when the dinar was 348? Mark Z said their economy is far more diversified and robust than it was back when their dinar value was the highest in the world. They used to burn off their natural gas, and now it's a huge commodity. Plus, there are rare and precious minerals in the ground, and their tourist industry visiting all the historic sites. They are located between some of the largest rivers in the region and used to be the breadbasket of the region. They have far more going for them now than they did when their currency was exponentially higher.